Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're continuing the real estate series. So today I have a very special guest with me, Dan Zimmerman. He is the owner of Cityline Properties, which is a property management group here in Omaha. And the broker is Green Street Real Estate. I met Dan about a year ago, last summer, and he only had less than 50 units, I feel like. And now he manages over 130 units among 60 properties. He has grown immensely over the last year since I've known him. And today he's gonna share with us how you can start your own property management group if that is something you're interested in. I made a video maybe about 8 months ago about starting a property management company, and you guys had a lot of questions. So today I have Dan here to answer all of your questions. If you want to check out that video, go ahead and check it out here, and let's get on with the video. Hi, my name is Theo. Today I am with Dan Zimmerman, who's gonna be helping us answer all of your questions about how to start a property management company if you're interested. So I'm gonna put it off to you, Dan. How would one who doesn't have any experience start their own property management company, or where do they even start?
Step one is really understanding how the company works, how to get income, how to grow your business, how to get clients, and knowing all the laws behind managing the tenants and the contracts.
So you talked a little bit about the laws that you need to know as a property manager. Can you go into a little bit of the laws somebody might need to know, or to really get started, like what are those laws that you're talking about?
So having a good attorney is really helpful, and taking classes at your local real estate school for property management, and understanding the Landlord-Tenant Act. So knowing what your responsibility is of a landlord and as a property manager, and how to deliver those notices and materials to tenants and contracts.
Perfect. So if somebody is in Omaha, where would you recommend to take a class?
Randall School of Real Estate. Paul Vacheski is very sophisticated in property management. Their class is very in-depth, and you will learn a lot by taking it.
Even if you're not a property manager, if you're just somebody who has a rental or two or considering it, it's also recommended that you take a class like this, because they teach you so much on just the basics of how to manage a property, even if it's your own property. It doesn't have to be other people's properties. So I've been meaning to take this class myself. I know you've been telling me about it for like a year now, and I keep saying, I'm gonna take the next class, I'm gonna take the next class. But there's just so much he's talked about after taking this class that I think is just really important if you're gonna be managing properties.
Yep, I agree with that. If you get yourself a lease agreement on your first rental and you don't know how to deliver that information to the tenants and talk about the responsibility of a tenant the way it needs to be as far as laws and the contract that they're signing, then you can make a lot of mistakes early on that will cost you money, cost you time. Understanding how the laws work and how the contract that they're signing and your signing works is very important.
A lot of states say you have to be a realtor or have a broker's license to become a property manager. How would one go around this, or should somebody just get a real estate license to become a property manager?
So it varies by state, but in the state of Nebraska, you must have a broker license. One way to do property management without having a license is to become a W-2 employee to the broker. Different states have different requirements for broker and licensed agents to manage real estate third party. But taking a property management class and understanding the laws of how all of that works is going to be real beneficial to anybody that wants to manage real estate.
All right, so you go take your class, you learn the laws about the Tenant Landlord Act. Now you're ready to find a broker. How do you make that first initial introduction to become a property manager with that brokerage?
So you can approach that a couple different ways. If you are pursuing a property management career, there are many brokers that are hiring property managers. They have all the systems, they have all the contracts and all the infrastructure that you'll need to become a successful manager. If you're looking to start your own business and you want to partner with a broker, the broker, their license is on the line. So you need to start creating relationships, you need to start networking. If you're going to grow a property management business and partner with a broker, they're going to want to know that you're serious about this business and that you want to do it the right way.
If you are just fresh out the gate, do you recommend finding clients first and then going to the brokerage saying, I have these clients? Or do you recommend starting with the broker and then branching out trying to find clients? Because I know you started with clients.
Yeah, so I started with clients without a broker, managing some of my own properties, and then I started managing other people's properties. As soon as I took the class and figured out that I needed a broker license, that's when I immediately started. I had meetings with brokers weekly. Sometimes twice a week, but every broker I could find.
I remember that.
Some brokers were interested, some want, a percent of your profit. They may want you to do other things depending on their management needs. Maybe they need you to manage some of their properties and your own. Right. But the way I worked it out was perfect for me because this broker created a business just for me to host City Line properties.
Which is really, really awesome. I know a lot of realtors that are managing properties that don't have a broker's license. And I know people who are not even realtors managing rental properties. So is there any legal workarounds to do this without a broker that is legal in Nebraska?
Legally, you cannot collect rent from a property that you manage for another owner and put that money into your account. When I started, I was using Cozy, which is very basic software to collect rent. It's free. I believe there's like a 3 or 5 day time period where it takes from the time that they make the payment to when it hits the account. But I set it up so that all of the rents were going directly to the owner's account. So I wasn't putting that money into my account. It goes directly to the owners. And at the end of the month, I would be billing the clients for management fees for collecting that rent, for managing the property, and any other expenses that I have to pay for. But with a broker, the structure is that you will have your broker and your trust account, and that all rent will be collected to the trust account. And then you pay all of your expenses, the bills, the maintenance, and then you pay the management fees, and your client will get a check for rent for that month, the net income.
Perfect. So let's say now that you finished your classes, you found a broker that you love. How do you go about getting your first few clients?
Hands down, the best way to get clients is through relationships with realtors. Realtors that are selling a lot of real estate to investors that are out of state, in state. Those investors need management. They need boots on the ground. They need somebody they can trust. When you're a property management company and you're managing these investments for these investors, you become part of the investment. You're responsible for the property making money. You're responsible for collecting all of that money from the tenants. You're responsible for standing behind the contract and all of the laws that are in your state.
If you are now at the point where you have a few different clients, what softwares do you use to streamline the business so you're not going crazy?
So Cozy is definitely a good entry point. I don't know all of the softwares that are available, but for us, we used a combination of spreadsheets, Cozy, and QuickBooks to manage all of our income and expenses, to manage all the tenant information, lease end and start dates. But when you manage that data in a spreadsheet, you're not going to get a notification that says when a lease is coming up, or it's not built for managing a lot of properties. So, less than 25 units, it's doable. You can do that with those simple pieces, and it doesn't cost a lot of money. But once you get over 25, 50 units, it's hard to keep track of everybody's name, everybody's phone number. When their leases are coming up, you need software that's going to help deliver that information to you the moment that you log in and provide accurate financial reports to your clients. The more sophisticated softwares are going to have an owner portal, a property management portal, and a tenant portal. So everybody can log in and see the information they need to see live within your software.
How many units do you think you can probably manage on your own before you start hiring people?
So it's different for each person and what software they're currently using. For me, I was able to use QuickBooks, spreadsheets, and manage that information myself up to about 50 units. And it just became way too much for me. When you list a unit for rent, it becomes a part-time job just to follow up with those leads and manage the screening and that information. So as soon as I hit 50 units, I hired a full-time virtual assistant. That full-time virtual assistant does all of the lead follow-up on people that are applying for our units, all of the communication that happens with the application. And once we have somebody that's applied and been screened, all of that information hits my email and I get to qualify them.
Where did you find a virtual assistant?
Well, the first thing I did is I started talking to other people that have virtual assistants and the ins and outs of where to get them, what to pay them, how to screen them, how to find somebody that's going to work well for you. I know Upwork is really popular for people to find virtual assistants. I lucked out. There's a local real estate investor that her cousin is in Mexico, and he really wanted to get into this business. So I felt like it was a good fit because he's bilingual. We have a lot of Spanish-speaking tenants, so having somebody that was Spanish bilingual was really important to us. But for me, finding him was just through a friend here in town. But I know that Upwork, you can hire people from the Philippines, Asia. A lot of people hire Philippines, but I prefer Mexico. You pay slightly more, but having the bilingual person that speaks Spanish is really important for us here in Omaha.
Tell us about the day-to-day, what someone should expect when they're starting their property management company from, in the morning to when they're, calling it at night, which they expect.
So the first thing we do when we arrive at the office is we're making a daily plan. Primarily maintenance is the first thing that we're talking about. Having 130 units plus, there's a fair amount of large items that need our attention. Maybe we have plumbing things that need our attention right away. So we're making a daily and a weekly plan for maintenance by priority, and units that are vacant, we need to get those turned as fast as possible. So we're making a plan for maintenance, for vacant units, for any remodel stuff that's happening, so we can get those back on the market as fast as possible. And then after we discuss maintenance in the morning, for us, we manage Airbnbs as well. So we're looking at the occupancy, we're looking at things that we need to do to get those units ready for the next guest. We have a full cleaning team that we use for our Airbnbs and for our long-term rentals. So scheduling our cleaners and making sure that they have everything they need. And then, after we talk about maintenance and our Airbnbs, we're looking at delinquencies, we're looking at leases that are coming up, anything with our current tenants that needs our attention. Contract-wise, a lot of move-outs, move-ins happen typically in the summer. So that's like our busier season. So we need to make plans with tenants when they're moving out. People want their security deposits. People have to deliver keys back to us. There's just a lot of communication, a lot of back and forth. And so we have to make a plan for all these people right now.
Awesome. So my last question for you is, obviously, once you take your test and you learn the laws, you get your broker, there's still going to be a lot of things that come up that you didn't learn in the class. What do you recommend to keep getting those answers as a newbie property manager?
Well, keep taking classes because the laws change all the time. One good example is last year in the state of Nebraska, they changed the law for 3-day notices. 3-day notices, or you serve those after somebody has not paid rent. Well, they changed it to where you can't serve those at all. You have to serve a 7-day notice in Nebraska. And if you didn't know that and you served a 3-day notice and you went to court with an eviction, the judge would throw it out. Always taking classes, always networking with local management companies or realtors, just getting online on Facebook. There's some really helpful groups. Property Management Mastermind Group, thousands of property managers all over the country. Ask questions, meet people, get their phone number, call them, set up Zoom meetings. You'll learn a lot from other people that are much smarter than you.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Dan, for being here today. If you need property management, definitely reach out to Dan Zimmerman with City Line Properties. I will have all of his information in the description, and he's also on Instagram. He has really great tips and tricks on his Instagram. I binge his Instagram. It's really good. But if you found any value in this video, feel free to smash the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell. We're going to be doing lots more in the real estate industry in the next coming weeks. All right, we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. Oh, whoa. I'm kind of short. I might need another pillow under my butt.
I think my seat's higher than yours.
Okay, let's switch. Man, how tall are you?
6'3".
Oh, well, that would be why. You're like a foot taller than me. Did you want a beer or anything?
No, not a beer.
We got cider too. Okay. Have you seen my videos when you should do it with me. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, wait. Oh, wait, that's gonna go in the bloopers. Have I embarrassed you yet?
No, I'm good.
Oh, kidoki. So, it was something you said I was gonna go off of. Okay.
As far as finding a broker, oh gosh, how do I answer that?
No, you're fine. Luckily, you just snip it out.
If you're doing that just to manage your own properties, then the relationship.
That's okay. Cut that out, Juan. You need to learn some Spanish.
Are you fluent?
I am.
Are you?
Yeah, only because I lived in Spain, though. I was forced to learn it, but I'm happy I learned it.
I do need to learn some